Hi there, Thuy and Damon. Welcome to, and Zoha, welcome to week 8 discussions forum. Give me a second as I finish making this assignment. One second, okay? Do, 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 bum, bum, bum. One second. I need like a minute or so. To 7:22. Today. Alrighty, for some reason my computer camera doesn't work. Let me move to a more quieter place so we can talk more. 1 second.
I just can't deal with it in the moment. But every now and again, yeah, because I want to be inspired by your work. I want to be inspired by your work.
Okay, I can't find a quieter room, so it's gonna have to deal with the background noise a little bit. Can you guys hear me well? I assume that you could hear me well. Does anyone have any question as we get started? I haven't done much of the fiction essay grade in it. I haven't done that. I still need to get to that. So hopefully I'll get to some more of the fiction essay tomorrow. Okay. So if you have no question, let's begin with week 8 required readings. Do I have this recorded? No, I do have it recorded. And do I? It's not muted. Oh, so okay, so I'm good. It's just the video is, the camcorder is not working, so you cannot see me. But you should be able to see my screen. Okay. So week 8 means we're working with chapter 15 and 16. There will be 2 quizzes on them, as you know. We are also looking at the poetry assignment, looking ahead. And the task description is found under week 8 required readings along with the template. Okay, so here is the instructions for the poetry essay. Similar to the fiction essay, you have 3 choices. The last choice remaining to be creative for the most part, meaning that you can write a poem yourself, and but then you're gonna need to still include your 3-page or more analysis of the imagery within your work. Or you can choose 1 or 2 where you choose a poem that you like. It could be My Papa's Waltz, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, the Red Wheelbarrow, The Unknown Citizen, The River Merchant's Wife, A Letter, Epitaph, Epitaph on a Dentist, The Mother, The Song of the Open Road. And then when you are choosing number one, you're dealing with theme. Okay, theme through the symbols presented in one of these poems. You're still applying the pie essay structure with a thesis for this essay. Number two is analysis on imagery and how the imagery in one of these poems becomes significant to the theme or themes, and how the theme is relevant to your own life. So that's basically the choices, and the requirements are below. And here, as you can see, that you are required to include one source for research. Okay, so one source could be from a credible website, from a popular media source, from a scholarly source. Any of those work for this. And you need to write four more pages and following all of these formatting requirements. The essay isn't, the final draft isn't due until week 10. So it will be due in 2 weeks, but next week is when you're gonna need to complete this, okay? You're gonna need to do the pre-write and then the outline for your poetry essay. So have that ready. Start deciding which poem you would like to write on, which option. Okay, now it's a good time to decide on that. Okay, and then this will be part of next week, the pre-write and the outline. Now it's just deciding and looking at the task description. I got some PowerPoint files for you to look at. This one on Word, or Words rather, the chapter called Words. And then this one is the same thing, indicating that the poem Epitaph is found on slide 7 and 8. And along with the other shorter poem called Epitaph on a Dentist. And so these two poems are, again, choices for your poetry essay. Okay. I put a little note here. I finished grading your midterm, but I am still looking at the fiction essay, so I need to have them done by most likely tomorrow. So I appreciate your patience with the fiction essay. Then you got quizzes on this chapter 15, and then a quiz on chapter 16. And then another quiz on sound and rhythm. I'm sounding like I'm not sure. I thought I moved this, but let's double check. Okay, so sound and rhythm are part of this week. It's just that for some reason they're indented like that. I guess I can fix it quickly. There we go. So not 2 chapters, but 4 chapters. But then only 3 quizzes, because this quiz is 20 questions long. So as you can see, this week is quite heavy. So if you have started on it last week, good for you. But if you haven't, you still have a whole week this week to work on the 3 quizzes. And now I'm talking about the week 8 discussions forum. So the PDF is here again. The link is here. And then for this, you would need to choose 2 out of the 5 slide groups that I've indicated here to respond to. So you can choose slide 1 and then slide 6 and 8. Okay, so any 2 of these groups, slide groups to respond to. So again, if you chose 1, then you're going to respond to that, okay, that question. And then you go to 6 and 8, and if you choose to do slide 6 and 6 through 8, not 6 and 8, 6 through 8. This is slide 6 right here, slide 7, and slide 8. So then you're going to respond to, wait a second, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is slide 6, 7, 8. Okay, so then I was right. So then you can choose these to respond to as well. So if you chose 6 through 8, then you will respond to, you look at this, and then maybe put a sentence down for your plan on which topic you're going to use. I mean, you're going to write on. So you say, oh, I'm thinking of writing on number 1. And I'm thinking of choosing My Papa's Waltz as my poem. So that's all you do for this slide. And then this slide here has a question. What will your tombstone say? So answer that in one sentence for that slide group. And then this one has nothing. So you can write like a short sentence on what you think of this strange poem called Epitaph on the Dentist, which is only 2 lines, okay? So that's when you choose, if you choose 6 and 8, and then you go to 11 and 12. So this is 11 and 12. So as you can see, these 2 slides are asking you to complete these tables. Okay, so if this is something that you also want to do, then you choose these 2 slides and follow the instructions here. And again, to go to 15 and then 17 and 21. So choose any 2 of them. I'm not asking you to do all of them. You can if you want to, but 2 of them should be sufficient enough. Okay. Then this, I need to fix that. The next thing is another task. Euphemism and the power of words is a task. Okay, so let me bold that. There we go. I'm asking you to watch George Collins' famous YouTube video on euphemism, and then write a short paragraph on how words works and how using language effectively can empower you. And he talks about that in the poem, and then just transfer whatever you learn from watching him and his video into answering those 2 questions. How wielding words works, and how using language effectively can empower you. Then the next task is asking you to research and read on Gwendolyn Brooks and Walt Whitman, which are prolific poets and writers. There are a lot of information sources on them. So read as much as you can about them. But then when you look at the poem, The Mother, you need to answer these questions on it. I just saw an error, so let me fix that. It is lowercase for a reason. Okay, the poem is lowercase for a reason. So here's the Sumup's guide on the Song of Open Road, to follow instructions here as well for that task. And then this is the reflection for the fiction essay midterm number 1 and other assignments so far. We've reached the midterm point, so now it's a good time to respond, giving us feedback on how the class is going for you. And that would be it for week 8 discussions forum. Okay. What question do you have so far? $40 points for that discussion forum. If no question, let's go ahead and look at this again. This is just what I've told you I need to change the dates, as of course they will still reflect the dates from last semester. So week 9 is next week, so that would be April. Sorry, October. Is it October or November already? 1 second. There would be November 5th, which is when you need to submit that pre-write. So there will be a assignment thread for you to submit those. And then the final draft is due, I say week 10? Not, hold on. This is week 10 or 11. It's week 10. It was week 11 because of spring break last semester. Okay. So it should be week 10. Sunday, November 12th. Okay. Save to update this thread right here. So be thinking about which poem you want and which option you want to do. Okay, so now this is the week, your midterm check. That's gonna occur next week. So right now I'm only putting down a little FYI. So just to check in with you to see and remind you that you need to put up these things on your weeks, so that when I open week 9 module, you can submit your week's URL. Now I'll talk about how to submit next week. It says here that at this point I'm only looking whether you put them up or not. I'm not looking for the other criteria for grading, which will be applied when I check it again week 15. Okay. So response number 5 is due, and it's due this Sunday, and you get to choose the poems that we worked on last week. Okay, any one of those poems. So match the response number 5 with the with your choice on the poetry essay. So if you think that you're going to do My Papa's Waltz, option 1, maybe it would make sense that you would choose to do the response number 5 on the same poem. Okay, so match them so that you can deepen your understanding and your work of a poem, so that you can write the poetry essay better. Okay. And then I have this one. Okay, so let me slow down and address this. Okay, Wix. All right, so this is how you would do Wix. Wix.com, right? Sign in. Sign in by clicking the top button here, and then I already have an account with Google, so I can continue with Google. So you have to log in using whatever information you had when you created Wix. Wix is gonna drag down my machines. I'm gonna close some of the assignment and some of the things I have down. PowerPoint, quit, quick launch event, Finder. I'll close that down. Close that down. Okay, why does it take forever for me to log in to Wix? Okay, it shouldn't happen. The thing is, I am at West Valley College, and recently they did something. They updated the Wi-Fi system here, so that the Wi-Fi system has limited our ability to use some of the sites. So I cannot show this to you now because of the Wi-Fi system. Okay, so I would need to do that. Will you join me again? Maybe hopefully either tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, and ask me again, because as you can see, I'm not able to log in. So let me try using Safari, see if it works. Okay, I'm able to get there, and I'm able to click sign in. Okay, let's see if it works. Oh, okay, with Safari it works. All right. Okay, so you go this, just X this out, and then go to the page that you created for this site. And I'm gonna go to 1B. Where's my 1B? I think this is it. And then I click edit site. A new window pops up. A new tab pops up. Wait for it to populate. Okay. So I remember taking you guys through how to format, how to change this, right? So if you have that change, that's fine. If not, just click on it once. Okay, a sub window pops up and click edit text, and then it's highlighted and you can change. Okay, and then same thing, right? And under the sub menu, just hover up the button above it. If you want to animate this, you can. Okay, so play around with it, the functions. Your Wix page right now has three. Your Wix site right now has 3 pages. The main page, which has the home icon now, is the blog. But then it also has the about and the top 10. You probably don't need these 2 pages. You can utilize them if you want to, but the blog is sufficient for this class. So you can leave it at you can leave them for now, but ultimately when week 15 comes, you need to be able to show me that you're doing something with these 2 pages. Either you delete them or you do something to them. Okay, this is how you delete. You hover above whatever you try to modify, and you click the dot dot dot, and this window pops up, and then you can just say delete. Okay, I'm gonna delete it because I don't need it. All right, so it's deleted. Now your Wix only has 2 pages. So by default, the home page is shown and the blog is shown. Up here again, the navigation tab shows 2 pages. So blog and about. Okay, so once you're done with that, just exit out. Below here are your posts. This is where your writing shows up. Okay, by default, there are 4 pages that are already made for you. Okay, so hover your mouse on top of this. Okay, and then click once on it. You see a window pops up, right? It's got all these options. But what you want to do is click manage posts. Just click on it once and this thing pops up, and then just ignore this. I click on setting, and then to go back, you click on all posts. Okay. I guess I have previously I created a post to show midterm number 3 for a student last semester. So here are the original 4 defaulted okay, Zoha has a question. Our Wix cannot have more than 2 pages. It certainly could have more than 2 pages, but then you need to do something with those pages. Okay, so I don't require you to be fancy, or at least for 1B, you don't have to be creative in terms of design. Clear, to the point, purposeful are what I'm looking for. So ideally the block format is the best format. Now, previously, I've had a few students who did not choose this block format. They chose different designs. And as long as I can see your write-ins that you've done for 1B on it and organized in a meaningful and clear and logical manner, then it's fine. But if you're using a different format, like a different template and not this template that I've suggested, you can still figure out a way to post your write-ins, but it could be a little bit harder for you because most of the time you're gonna need to figure them out. You're gonna need to figure it out how to post yourself because I'm not familiar with the other templates. But yes, some tech savvy students in the past have done that. So yeah, it doesn't have to be written in this block format, but the block format is the easiest because I can show you how. But if you are able to figure out, go ahead and use other format or other templates. Okay, so back to this, you can delete them. These 4 defaulted posts by selecting them and by going over to the trash button here and just click trash. Okay, if not, just leave them there. So unclick them, right? Unclick them, and then just you can modify them by clicking on one of them, right? And once it's clicked, it's gonna show up this menu. Okay, and this is where you can modify the title. Like you can put your fiction essay here, but then use your whatever title you came up with for your fiction essay. Okay, and then put the publication date to the date that you posted. Okay, and then put your name here, and then here's where you copy and paste. So you go to wherever you have your fiction essay. So I often recommend that you do Drive. Okay, so go to Drive, open it up, and open up your essay, of course, right? It's taking forever, but you get the idea, right? You just go to your polished, revised fiction essay, copy the whole thing over, copy it, and then paste it here. Do a paste. Oops, so let me see if I could demonstrate that. Excuse me. So say that this is for my 1A class, but let's say that this is your fiction essay. So what you do is you just copy it. Let's just copy it. Command C or Control C for copy. Go back to your Wix site and then just put your blinker there and then just paste it like that. Okay. Then you can modify the formatting a little bit to match whatever you like. You can remove this picture. You want to. This is the defaulted picture. Now you can add a picture to reflect your writing if you want to make it more engaging. I recommend that you do include some sort of visual aid, but it's not a requirement. So just delete it if you don't want to. Once you are satisfied with everything, click update over here, right? There's a button called update, and click that, and it says your post has been updated. Just exit out, and then you go to the next. See, look, it has been modify. So go to the next one, or you can create a new one, a new post, right? And then this book will be your midterm number 1. So put a title there. Whatever, I'm just making it up, right? So same thing, and then paste your midterm here. And if you hand wrote it, you need to upload your pictures here. Okay, now you've typed it, now it's easier, you just copy and paste it over. If you hand wrote it, the same way that you submit it to Canvas, so just use the same files, the same images to upload here. And once you're done, satisfied with whatever, click Publish Post, and it should be published, okay? It should be here. Now, exit out to go back to this, and you will see that this section has been modified, okay, based on whatever you made via the other menu. Now this section here is, right now you don't have to do anything with this section, but eventually you would want to connect that with whatever you have. So you don't need it, so just clean it up. If you want it there and you like it, you need to change some of it so that it reflects and it aligns with English 1B stuff. Okay, because apparently the defaulted information here doesn't match with whatever we're doing, right? We're not reading Sienna Stream, we're not doing Soft Pain by Brian Shaw, right? So if you want to keep this section, you need to make it relevant to 1B stuff. If not, just delete it and that's fine. Okay, does that answer your question? Do you need more guidance, or do you have more questions? And once you're finished, just click Publish up here. And when you click Publish, you view site, another window pops up, and this is the URL up here that you copy. You copy that and you go to Canvas. And under week 9, there's gonna be something called week's URL midterm check. And then you just paste that URL into the box that you will see it. There's gonna be a text box and you just paste it in there and click submit. And that's how you submit to this assignment, okay? So you need to click publish first before you can get to this page, and that's where you get the URL. If you don't click publish, you forgot to click publish, and then suddenly you think that this is the website. That's not the URL. This is not the correct URL, okay? If you copy this and paste it over for here, to submit it here, it's gonna give you a very long Wix editor URL, and that's not what you want. It should not be that long, okay? That's a very long URL, as you can see. And if you are submitting editor.wix.com and blah 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 blah, right? That's the wrong URL. And even when I click on it, I don't see this. I am unable to see this. Okay, so if I cannot see your Wix, I cannot create it. So then I'll just have you redo it and then resubmit. Okay. So I'm gonna exit out. Then exit out. Go back to this. Okay. So that's going to be part of next week. And if you forgot how to do it and you ran into any difficulty as you work on your Wix, you can ask me again next week. Okay. So the last thing that I need to tell you is research paper first look. Now the research paper isn't due until week 15, the final draft. But then the pre-writing and the outlining materials will be due on November 12th, which is week 10. So here is me giving you the task description early so that you can also begin working on this and thinking about it. And here's the instructions, okay? And the sources requirement. So you have to match those criteria, right? So you're gonna have to have one popular periodicals or a credible website, one source, and then one peer reviews periodicals, which means that you need to access EVC library database. So this is just a first look, first glance. So we'll be working on this a whole lot more, but what that source meant is you have to access this page and click on Find Media as an article, and you should have already been taught how to do this in 1A, but this is a refresher. So you go to Academic Search Complete, and if you're off campus, you're gonna be required to log in. Hold on 1 second. So you need to log in with your student ID. Oops. Your last name first, and then the student ID. Okay, submit. And here is the search field, and you have to read this first, and I'll leave you. I'll give you the chance to read it. But then, if you choose the lesson, and you end up, if you like the way that your fiction essay ended up, and you want to research more on it, you can do that, right? So I'm going to use the lesson. So just do a generic search, see what you can find. Okay, I would limit it to full text, and I would try to get more recent documentation. Okay, maybe 2003. See, okay, there's no lesson. There's nothing written on it, found on here in recent years. So you might need to modify your search terms and work. You can also, so you do have some here. Let's see. No, that's nothing found if you just type in. So you have to play around with the search terms to be able to find something useful. So you need one from the databases, peer review periodicals, okay? Scholarly journal articles, not just any news article or any article. It has to be scholarly. You can use Google Scholars for this as well, but sometimes, most of the times, Google Scholars will ask you to pay. So if you use the databases, it's free because you're a student at Evergreen. So you can try other databases like literature. See if you could. JSTOR is another good database to use for English literature. Okay. Literature Resource Center, you can try that. But usually Academic Search Complete is comprehensive enough. But again, you need to satisfy the criteria for the type of sources. And you need one credible books. So it could be a book that teaches you more on the theme found in the lesson. Doesn't have to be specifically on Tony Cade Bambara, right? It could be something thematical, something that's related to whatever you're writing and researching on. Okay. 6 or more pages long for the research paper. Okay. So take a look at this, and then also the pre-writing and outlining template, which you will see that is typically very much the same as all the other ones that you've been doing, because it's pie structure again. But this research paper is longer and it's 6 pages. Okay. So digest, just look at this. In addition to the poetry essay this week, and start thinking about which one you might be interested in doing. Okay. That would be the end of week 8. Then we go to week 9, but I'll open that up next week. So how can I help you with week 8? What else would you like me to talk about? Trust me when I say this, the sooner you start working on the research paper and your poetry essay, the better off you be later on. Okay, that's why I give it to you now, so that you have more time to deal with them. Damon and Twee and Zoha. Okay, guys. If no one else has any comment or questions, let me ask you about if you see any mistakes in your grades that I need to look at with you. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me today on Zoom at the very beginning of week 8. You got until Sunday to complete this module, week 8. If you have any issue as you work on week 8, please let me know, and I'll be back tomorrow, and then Thursday, and then Friday. Okay. I'm now more involved at Evergreen in terms of helping out with the summer bridge program for next year summer program at Evergreen. So I've been invited to be part of that team. I am being dragged into impromptu meetings. I don't know what else to say, but impromptu. A sudden and unexpected meeting. So I do appreciate your flexibility and understanding, but I will be here for you as always, to support and answer questions and guide you. So don't hesitate, and reach out whenever you want, okay, and need to. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.